Greetings, cyberspace cadets. It's IRATE Prostate here in another edition of the Creem Stream. That's right.
Hey, there's no audio. No audio. When I first jumped in, I heard people talking.
At midnight, I believe I'm going to be streaming with Red Pill Shark on his channel. It'll be just like our Tuesday streams, except more drunken. Correct.
Is that 10 o'clock my time?
Yep.
Yep.
Can I get in on that shit?
1 Eastern.
You got to talk to Red Pill about that. It's his channel.
Well, I don't have it in.
Well, hypothetically, I'm live streaming Saturday, 4 p.m. Central, although I haven't actually lined up a guest, so we'll see how that goes. The one thing I really want to plug is Magog's funding efforts, because I feel like I jinxed it.
Oh. I have nothing going on. But my boyfriend is Celestial Parsnip, and he does funny songs about anuses and social justice. That's fun.
Hell yeah. If I were to lie, I would say I'm doing absolutely fantastic, and I'm having a fantastic day, and everything in my life right now is perfect. We're just gonna leave it at that. I don't get to chill. Is that? Nah, okay. So I got the Are We Serious show every single Tuesday at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time on ABC. Or no, at what? YouTube, I mean? Kind of the same. And I also have my SoundCloud, which is www.soundcloud.com/MilesBeats.
That's right.
There's some slaps on there. Check them out.
Yeah, and all this information you can find in the information underneath the
link in the description.
In the link in the description.
There we go. Let me shorten that up real quick for you.
Yeah, exactly. Everything in the description, actually. I got everybody's info, I believe. Even some people that aren't here. So, all right. So, Arcater, you were talking about Magog. What happened with that?
Oh, well, it's still ongoing. I just wanted to plug it further because a while back I tweeted out that, oh, he's close to his goal. He pushed over a minute now. and it seems like it hasn't really advanced since, so I think I might have cursed him accidentally. He's still touchingly close to his goal. 4,160 of 5,000.
Oh.
And you can trust he's going to do more than that, than launch a Discord server, so... I just wanted to remind everyone that he's almost there.
And so
You'll get it. He's such a sweetheart.
that's right. Indeed. So, all right. So, Arcater, and we're going to do this with you too, Harley. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself, like who you are, what made you come to YouTube, what you do on YouTube, and what you want to do in the future?
Very good.
first.
I'm going first? Or
Yes.
who?
Yes. Yes.
Fine, I'm still confused. Who's going first?
We'll go ahead and move with Harlequin. Go ahead, Harley.
Oh, man. I started YouTube because I used to write a blog, and then that blog became a pay-only site, and I was like, nah, and I kind of got lazy. So then I started making videos about feminism because they made me angry. And recently I've just decided to stop doing YouTube because some people are mean. But they like made these like weird cryptic threats, and I have a job that I'd like to keep. So yeah, so I just kind of stopped. But I'm hoping to start up again soon as I can come up with a decent name for a new channel, because it'll be completely different. I'm going to start vlogging about my experience going back to school.
All right, cool. All right, and all right, so all right, director, Arcater. It's been a really wild evening. So trying to get this fucking thing going on. So you want to talk to us and tell us about your origin? What made you want to get into it? What kind of videos do you do? And how did you get your name?
Oh, well, the name kind of came naturally for the most part. My origin, I suppose, when it comes to being on media is not too distant from Harlequin's. I did have a blog for a bit, but, no one read it. And I had a lot of spare time on my hands, so I thought I would expand into other media, which led me to YouTube. For those of you who are seeing me for the first time, Director AZ Arcater Labs, as far as anyone can prove. And I generally do commentary videos, aiming for humor. I need to improve my scripting, and I'm improving every day, just very slowly. Compared to the likes of Magog.
I feel you. Well, yeah, and it seems like you're going with the character-driven type approach to your channel. So, what kind of videos do you do for the? What I like to do is when I've got somebody I want to interview, I want to pretend like my audience doesn't know anything about who they're meeting. So give them a taste of what when they watch an Arcater video or an Arcater stream, what they're going to expect. What do you do?
Well, nothing terribly original beyond being on screen to discuss things with fans directly in my live streams, especially. Mm-hmm. My canned videos tend to be commentary on recent events, usually the more absurd things I just need to get off my chest. The next one I hope to do on Steam. Last one was about the father-daughter married couple that Fox and other agencies reported on, combined with Cosmo's article on what it's like to date your dad. And short story there, it ends badly. No one could have possibly seen that coming, of course.
No doubt. Weren't they in Florida?
I'd have to look that up again.
Yeah. Well, you can.
Well, there's no guarantee it's the same couple that was referenced in the Cosmo article, but yeah, it was a colossal disaster.
I remember one a couple weeks ago where, it was a father-daughter that had gotten married, and they were Floridians, and there was something about the law that wouldn't allow it, and they still did it anyway. So, anywho, so all right, and what about so your live streams? You did like to talk to the chat out there.
I do my best to keep up with the chat and comment on it. I also try to have guests at least every Saturday, and generally ambush them with awkward questions that they probably didn't want me to ask.
Well, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. So, does anybody have anything that's been going on lately? Talk about what's going on with the president and this any of the stuff that's been going on this week.
Oh, there's so much.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is a wealth of targets. How do you choose only one?
Well, the Korea thing's back on. So it was, the North Koreans acted like they were going to, pull out. And then all of a sudden, the president's headed out there to speak with Kim Jong-un face to face. So once again, it looks like he still is playing the 4D chess, man, and outplaying them,
He's proving himself.
Indeed.
There's just no arguing it. I was not a person who was very optimistic about a Trump presidency. I didn't believe he was going to land us a nuclear winter like we were told so many times. But, when you only know a man as a head of a somewhat trashy reality series who somehow becomes president, it can seem like a bit of a step down, but my God, have we dodged a bullet. There's not a day that goes by where some other thing pops up regarding the Obama and Clinton administrations that doesn't just chill a democratic soul to the bone.
Well, it seems like the more the FBI digs, it all keeps pointing back to the Clinton campaign.
Oh yes, they're going to impeach Trump with a Russia collusion any day now. No. Every time they dig, it's something worse, but in regards to Clinton or the Obama administration.
Yeah, exactly. The more they dig, the more it points at them, and the more the legacy media looks like complete, imbeciles and shills for the DNC, because of their ignorance and their deliberate, don't pay attention to the guy behind the curtain. It's like they've got this. They're in a bubble of delusion that they can't fucking get out of, and it's just amazing to me that these corporations aren't just hemorrhaging money, like CNN, ABC, CBS, NBC, the usual suspects. And
not to be rude at all, but is this what we're gonna carry on with this whole stream?
Not necessarily.
Probably not.
Was there something you wanted to talk about, Miles?
No, no, not necessarily. I'm just, I wasn't mentally prepared for this type of stream. Basically.
I understand.
Okay. Do we have a preferred topic? I can try to think of something along those lines.
No. I'm being the one that's asking everyone to bend over backwards. You guys just keep talking. I'm just trying to gear my mind up for what we're shooting for here. And the particular politics that you guys are talking about, I'm not aligned with. Or
I can say a bit more generic.
Yeah, we can go with what the EU's wanting to do with that Article 13 with the censoring of YouTube or the net neutrality, or we go with Steam and Valve basically giving the middle finger to the SJWs.
Let's talk about
Steam
the
didn't
article.
Quite go that far.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah, let's go to Article 13, and then we did. Somebody had mentioned Steam a couple of times, so that's come up like 3 times. Let's just start with the Steam thing first, okay? Because not people aren't aware of what's going on. Steam is a social media that's pretty much game centered, right? Where people can gather, play games with each other. There's forums. There's a way to purchase games. There's a way to store your game stuff, save your games. So what's going on with that?
I could give a brief rundown.
Sure, absolutely.
Steam by now is effectively the single largest digital marketplace for games on the internet. There are a lot of trying to compete rivals, but they are the big market. A while back, there was a push against them to ban several games they have on their market, mostly revolving around anime boobs. The group that pushed for this succeeded, and the games were being pulled off, like Honey Pop's work and so on and so forth. At some point, Steam realized that this was probably a bad idea, so they officially came out with a policy that said they're not going to allow any game that is legal and isn't officially a troll game. This is where I think they went wrong. This completely mild statement of making an effort to preserve something approaching a free market on their platform drove the so-called professional media absolutely batshit insane, along with every single SJW out there who went on links about how irresponsible Steam was. They're hosting games like AIDS Simulator and Active Shooter, which is a school shooting simulator. They're monsters. Only both of those games were still thrown out by Steam because, well, they consider them troll games. This is the part that I don't agree with. I think they should have left them all on there, troll games or not. But yeah, there's a whole lot of people there who really owe Steam an apology, like Jim Sterling, who was trying to black paint them with that whole AIDS Simulator thing.
So at what point do we stop and say these are games and they're just games? Because, like, I know that I've played Amateur Surgeon. I don't think I'm a doctor.
Nope. And I've played many games where I've been shooting Nazis or terrorists or horrible alien things, but I don't feel I'm qualified to go to the front lines anywhere.
I was a big Wolfenstein fan, but I wouldn't try to knife anyone.
Well, I was going to say, Harley, I mean, damn, what if we get stuck in the in some post-apocalyptic era, man, and I need a surgeon? You mean you're not going to be able to step up and
Bro, if we're in a okay, this is where I just interject myself. If we're in a fucking post-apocalyptic thing going on, and you got something going on, I'm literally gonna be like, "Hey, you think you're gonna die?" And you go, "No." I'll be like, "All right, well then, fuck it, let's keep walking." But if you're like, "Dude, I'm gonna die," I'm gonna be like, "The only thing I can do is just shove this knife into your stomach and see what's going on. Should we try that, or do you just want to die?" And then you'd be like,
if it's a post-apocalyptic situation. I'm not gonna lie. Coup de grace and then barbecue.
We can't I mean, if anything, especially for irate prostate, what he deserves is to be put in a canoe. Like, he's dying. He knows he's gonna die in 15 or 20 minutes. We're gonna push him out in the lake. All of us are gonna light arrows on fire. We're gonna shoot him into the lake. We're gonna catch that canoe on fire. We're gonna build it with enough wood that he burns to death before he drowns. Or depending, maybe he wants an exit hatch. We'll put that in there, install that, so he can drop down in the water. And I mean, I don't know, maybe he wants to swim back to shore and change his mind.
I think I might rather drown than burn to death.
I mean, can I put a marshmallow at the end of my arrow?
Fuck.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, as long as somebody else shoots some graham crackers and chocolate, so he can die eating a s'more. You know, you gotta be creative. You gotta be like, if you're gonna do a Viking burial, you gotta do it creatively. Like, what we could do is find the biggest piece of construction paper, shape it into a boat, and then light that on fire and just push them out there, and it'll be like, you know, you don't remember those little boats you made when you were a kid in the bathtub?
I think the answer here is high explosives.
Maybe.
C4.
Maybe. That's one of those things. It's like I've often said that, you know, when it's time, just blow me up. Or, you know, or do what they did with Hunter S. Thompson and put the ashes in a can and then fire it. That was,
you know, when it's my time, just give me a shitload of oxycodone. Don't tell me where I'm at.
Oh, I'm gonna second that one along with some vodka.
Yeah.
I want an idea for my funeral. I want to. Oh, go ahead.
No. You go. You started first.
My hypothetical funeral ideal for me would be having, you know how they have a several gun salute? I want about
21 guns to be exact.
Well, I'll settle for 6 RPGs with dummy rounds.
So you're just gonna get punched in the stomach? You're just gonna get hit with bricks, basically.
Oh, no.
When
I
I'm
want
all
them to shoot
done-
that in the air, and when those land, everyone around them will be grateful to be alive.
When I'm all done
Oh,
with school, I can arrange that for you legally.
Nice.
I'm in
Here I am
mortician school.
networking. This is great.
What kind
Hey
of?
guys, okay, so I'm.
Wait, you're in mortician school,
I am in mortician school.
and you didn't
yeah.
think this was an interesting topic to bring up?
Exactly, because people are dying just to see you.
I think it's fantastic, right?
Guys, can I ask you an honest question? And this is way off of subject. When you're looking at the Streamlabs ticker, is it going up and down, or is it going straight against the pattern of the carpet? I can't fucking figure it out.
It looks like it's going like a snake.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone else see that, or am I
Yeah,
just
man,
crazy?
I see it. No,
You're
I
just
don't like
crazy,
that.
Miles. Don't worry.
it's an optical
Fuck.
thing, man.
Dude, oh shit, I can't, I need to see chat. Can I can't handle this. Can I just move? Hold on. Oh, I can't.
Miles is freaking out.
I can't get rid of it. I need to see the chat. Okay. Oh, it's even worse when you reduce it. Alright, fuck this shit. No, it's worse. It's more exaggerated. I'm just gonna full screen this shit. Theater mode. There
That's
we
right.
go. Yeah, it's not as bad in theater mode. Holy shit, dude, I'm losing my sanity. I have no idea who I am anymore.
You're doing fine, man. You're doing fine.
Well, actually, I need to talk to you later, IRATE, because you're one of the people that seems to give a shit about me in real life. So there's some shit I need to talk to you about after this.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, it's some deep,
Absolutely.
heavy shit. But we're not gonna take this. We're not gonna take this in that direction. We're gonna have happy times. We're gonna talk about bullshit politics that none of us agree with 100%. Or maybe the new shoe that Nike came out with. I don't know. Fuck it. Which direction are we going with
If
this?
it's not a Yeezus, then I don't want it.
Oh yeah, that's Adidas, first of all. You better get your shit right.
I said Yeezus. I didn't say Adidas.
Yeah, are you talking
it's
about
actually-
Yeezys?
Yeah.
Yeezys is made by Adidas.
Oh, do they? It's actually pronounced Adidas. Did you know that?
Oh,
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
do you
that's
want to know
totally-
that
makes
company
sense.
started making RPGs? Did you know that?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Adidas
My soccer
RPGs.
shoes are Adidas.
Yeah. No, Adidas is actually the
Yeah.
name. And they actually were a gun manufacturing company. That's how they started. And then they were like, fuck it, let's make shoes. We
Oh, I
run
was
the-
thinking role-playing games.
They make
Wow.
a quality shoe. So
They just make shoes, dude. Shoes are shoes unless they're made by Nike, which fall apart. It's the reason why no one wears their Nike Air Jordans outside, because they're like, dude, I swear to God, if I scuff these one time, the whole entire bottom's gonna fall off. And fucking,
I
that's seven. Or
purposely
that's,
only
Whoops.
consumed Adidas soccer cleats for that reason. Every other cleat would fall apart, and the Adidas ones were like, I still have a pair of them from when I used to play. And they're
I
like
like-
pristine.
I like Asics. They're fucking comfortable as fuck. They fall apart hella quick, but they're they feel. Dude, I side railed this whole stream, IRATE.
Oh, we gotta
fine,
go
man.
old school for
It's fine, man.
shoes. We gotta go with the hush puppies.
yeah,
What's a hush puppy? What about
Oh, man.
BK Knights? What about BK Knights?
dude, old
Or
school shoes,
British,
man. Hush
yeah,
puppies,
British Knights.
like the suede, beautiful suede shoes, man. That are brown suede with a kind of a gummy kind of sole to it, man. You know where they got the.
Oh, you
term
talking about Converse?
gumshoe? No, the old school hush puppies, man. From like a long time ago, man. You know they made the Oxford types, and then of course they made the there were several different, but they had one they called the hush puppy, and it was that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Hold on, I need it. Let's get. What are you doing? Are you wrestling your mic, Adamantine?
Typing.
Oh, well, it sounds like you're like punching your microphone with a sock or something. But anyway, what
Well, he
shoes?
just has his dick out for you, Miles. That's all.
Yeah, it's like wrapped around his shoulder and his leg. He's like, "There's so much dick, I don't know where to put it. It's hitting my mic. I don't know." Like,
It is a big black bar, you know.
that's not how Addy talks.
Dicks out for
That'd be
miles.
so. Dicks out, yeah, dicks out for miles. Everybody, give us a hashtag for dicks out for miles. But, Addy, what kind of shoes do you wear, Mister Classy Pants? Sorry for introducing the burp in between my segue.
Normally I wear like fancy shoes and I don't know, what are those? I don't know, the tennis shoes I wear. I can't think what they're called.
No. Fuck your tennis shoes. No. What do you go skating into work with? Like HS Trasks? Is that what you're pulling off? Like some
My favorite kind of shoes. Since you're making me sound all foo-foo, I'll
Loafers.
No. Okay, hold on. Before Addy continues, I'm not making him sound foo-foo. I'm just saying that he has a higher standard in what he likes to wear in public. He's not foo-foo. This motherfucker's badass, and he will outdrink anybody in chat. I guarantee that.
except Miles. I have a pretty low standard of fancy
except for
dressing.
me.
I generally wear polo shirts and dress pants and dress shoes. That's it.
Do you wear a hat? Like, is your hair combed to the side? Do you slick back?
Men who wear hats, except baseball hats if you're under 30. Forget it. That came too close to home. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I'm 30 and I'm wearing a baseball hat right now.
Let me just say, if you wear a fedora and you're under 75, you should be shot.
Okay, so basically, deep down in your mind, you want me dead.
You
Like
wear a
somewhere-
fedora?
You don't wear a fedora, dude.
No, because you were gonna start with men under 30 or men over
Well, I know,
30.
but I stopped myself because I
Yeah.
realized.
But your
I
thought
love
process,
you, Miles.
your thought process was there. You already thought what you were going to say, and you just stopped yourself from enunciating it.
He's got you on the Freudian slip.
Well, hey, look, at least you're not wearing a hat because you're going bald. Like those people, like those bastards think they're fooling anyone.
Right, dude. And that's
no.
that's yeah. You know me. I say shave.
If it makes you guys feel any better, I'm wearing a flooring company hat. It might be a flat brim, but it shows that I work. That I'm not afraid to lift up something heavy and put it somewhere awkward and screw it in. Oh, wait, hold on.
It sounds like your sex life there, Miles.
Never mind. All right, you know what? I thought about that like mid of the last sentence. So.
You know, at this point, I'm going to go put on a hat that is neither a baseball cap nor fedora, just to be contrarian. Be right back.
He's gonna come
Go
back
get a
with
fez,
beanie on.
man.
No, he's gonna come back with a beanie.
Get a
And
fez.
it's gonna be like the one that Eminem wore in 8 Mile. He's gonna have like a backpack and a hoodie on out of nowhere. It's like 85 degrees in his house right now, but he's wearing a hoodie. Just so he's like, nah.
There is one kind of hat that's even worse than a fedora.
The golf cap.
The
golf cap.
Maybe, depending upon what you're talking about. I'm talking, you know, like like those, like, I'm gonna stroll the English countryside hats. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, flat hats.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
You just
about-
look like a prick.
What about the ones that have the button, where the top of the hat buttons to the brim? The ones that, you see like, maybe like a loan shark wearing? Or like a golfer. You know what I'm talking about? That has the top of the hat, buttons to the brim. God damn it, now I need a link.
Like the kind that like somebody like out in the Arctic and shit would wear.
No, like something you would see somebody wearing in Scotland, and they just yelled for.
Oh,
Hold on,
okay,
I
yeah.
gotta-
One with the little fuzzy thing on the.
That's called a Jimmy hat,
a Jimmy
which
hat.
is also slang for a condom.
A condom, yeah.
Yeah. Well, look at you.
Yeah,
See,
random useless knowledge.
I'm down
You know
with
what's
some
weird?
musty, man. That's what I'm
I
loaded
just-
with that shit.
I just typed Jimmy HST by typo, and it showed me a brand new pair of shoes.
No, women can get away with wearing hats.
Dude, Jimmy.
If it's
hat
not
is
an aviator cap, it's just not okay.
No, it's
I am
all
now
about
wearing
flat-
this hat indoors just to spite you all.
It's all about flat brim hats with button up backs. That's what it's about. Hold on, golf
So
cap.
many people were really into the fitty though for a while.
These things. Oh yeah, this is just for fucking IRATE right here and Addy. This is fuck you. I'm not gonna pick a charity. I don't need to fucking. No one's donating shit to me.
Where
Sorry.
are you showing us? Whatever you're showing us.
I'm gonna put it in general.
Okay.
New general.
And the general.
New general.
Yeah, new general is the new general. It's literally the new general.
These fucking hats. Those hats. I hate those.
Yeah, that's a
hats.
flat hat. That's what the Brits call it.
That's the one I was.
That's the one he was talking about.
Before.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when I said strolling the English countryside.
Yeah, there's a button. There's a metal button that holds the top of that hat to that brim.
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah,
See, there's also
it's like a click button.
Yeah, and the company that makes the most famous ones are called Kangals.
Kangal? Yeah,
Kangal,
Australian.
right? Yeah, exactly. Yes, it sounds Australian, but that's a Scottish company, and this looks like a Scottish hat. Now that's
a very popular thing in New York. Kangos. They're not called Kangles. They're called Kangos.
Kango. Yeah, they call them Kangos.
That's what they're called. I think it is spelled Kangle though, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Back in the early day, especially with rappers and shit, man, the Kangol was the hat. And then they
were wearing
using
bucket
pork
styles.
pies. Yeah, they were wearing the pork pies, man.
Yep. Damn, dude, you're like beating me to everything I'm saying, and you don't even
down
listen to
with
rap
that
as
shit,
much as
dude.
I do.
Dude, I saw.
Oh, hey,
I saw
real quick.
Public Enemy, bro.
Fuck, Karen was supposed to tell me to say something insulting to you, and I can't recall what it is.
My mother was a hamster, and my father smelt of elderberries.
No, hold on. I'm gonna message him. I'm not gonna butcher it. I want it to come out pure. I will be back. Hold on. I will be back. What the fuck? Which room is he in? I forgot.
I must receive.
Oh, he's not in any rooms right now. Damn, he's like a lost soul. No, but it was something that had to do with something, and it had to, like, it started with, I think it started with "Die for Me" or some shit. Die for me, and then there was a follow-up, and you were supposed to know what it meant. So you already butchered it. Fuck. Don't make me call him on his cell phone.
I wouldn't worry about it.
No, it's supposed to be fucking whatever. Either way. Did you just snort right now?
Yeah, dude. Sometimes I snort when I laugh. I'm sorry. It means I'm laughing, dude, in a good way.
That's real.
That's a good
Like,
laugh.
this is not a lie laugh.
No shit.
This is a real laugh, boy. Hell yeah.
Oh.
You know when I'm really laughing when I go. That's my fucking stoner laugh. So, hey, you know what? Whoa, I just got a loud hiss. What the fuck? So, guys, I want to talk about something.
We'll talk about it.
And I think, don't interrupt me. What do you guys think about Anthony Bourdain?
It's tragic. It's a tragic
That's
thing.
unfortunate.
Yeah, and you know,
I find it absolutely mind-blowing.
It should have been Rachel Ray.
To anybody that's listening, that's paying attention, that doesn't know what I just referenced, Anthony Bourdain, one of the biggest chefs on the cooking channel, and definitely the fucking biggest book writer on the fucking cooking channel or food channel, killed himself.
Yeah, he was found by a friend and a fellow chef. Yesterday morning. Now, he had hung himself. Same way Chris Cornell did, and earlier in the week, Kate Spade, a fashion designer and more famous for like making purses and stuff. She had done the same thing. So. You know, I'll get on my high horse just for 5 minutes here and say, look, if you're hurting that bad to where you're thinking those kind of thoughts, just reach out to somebody, man. And because I swear to God, the pain will pass and things will get better. Sometimes it seems like, you know, that there's no way out. But there's always there's you know, the only way to get out of pain is to go through it, and sometimes you got to feel it, man, and it hurts. But there's people that'll go through it with you, and they'll take you through it. So that's my high horse, and I'm off now.
And since he just finished high horsing, I want to jump on his high horse because it's still running. Every single one of us that are on this stream, most likely 90% of the people in the chat, except for William Stenchever because he's a piece of shit. They will.
Aw, I love William. He's so
They will have your back if you need somebody to talk to. And there's like so many people. There's most of them like unsuspecting people that you would think that would support you if you were going through a hard time. If you just opened up to them and you presented yourself and the amount of depression that you're in, they got your back instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It's super important to remember that there are resources out there. The suicide hotline and the suicide prevention hotline is probably your best resource because it will connect you with someone who will stay with you. They're trained to stay with you on the phone. They know what to say. You know, I mean, my best friend in high school committed suicide. She was bipolar. And there were just times that you didn't know what to say. I mean, you needed a professional to step in and say, hey, look, and granted, these people are mostly volunteers, but they have been given coordinated training to help with that. So if you are feeling lost or alone or afraid or like this is the end of your rope, there are people there who will talk to you, and they're probably some of the nicest people you've ever talked to about that. We did an awareness drive for that after she passed away.
Another thing to think about is like sometimes the people that you don't even think care about you actually care about you. That's what's fucking weird.
Yeah, I think
it happens
a lot
to me
of,
all the time.
Well,
a lot of times with that, it's like you feel so wrapped up in your issue in the moment that you forget that there are people who do care. I mean, I know my friend felt like there was no one left. That was the text message that I got that evening. And, I mean, there was standing room only at her memorial service. It's just, it touches so many people, and people that you don't expect it to touch, because there are people who do care, and it's sad that people feel like there's nowhere to go. I hate that.
It's tragic. Yeah, and you know, there's I don't think there's much more I can add to it. You know, the internet, especially, you know, places like YouTube and shit, it's really easy to be callous and mean and not see people on here as really people. And you know, there's a lot of mean shit that goes on in this fucking place, and you know, life's too short for that kind of, like I keep saying, life is too short for this kind of acrimony, man. You know, because you may say the one thing that could help a person, you know, make it through, or you know, I don't know. Anyway, I just things like this always, you know, get me to thinking that, you know, I can be nicer to people and care more, because I actually do give a shit about people. So anyway,
you know, I want to, you know, I kind of want to interject in all this because I have been on that edge and came out the other side.
Me too.
You know, it's not a fun place to be, and definitely, you know, go out and, you know, if somebody is on that edge, you know, and they need that help and they're willing to open up to people about it, you know, listen. That's probably the only thing that they really want, is somebody to listen.
Absolutely.
And just to be there and be a friend, not to solve the problem, but just to listen. Like I said, I've been there on that edge. I made a 6-part series on my channel about it, and that was back in December, because, you know, a lot of people do decide to take that path, especially during the holidays. So I wanted to share my experience with the world, and I'm not embarrassed about it at all. I own it. What happened, it happened, and I was lucky and I survived. So, and it has actually made me a better person and have more compassion for people that are, might not be hurting on the outside, or showing it, but their body language and their facial expressions tell me a different story. So I have become more aware of pain that people are experiencing. And it's like, hey man, are you okay? Let's talk about it somewhere. Let's go get a coffee, get a beer, let's do something. And it usually ends up it's something stupid that they're depressed over or sad by, but it's just listen to them. Don't try to solve the problem, because that only makes it worse. Just listen, because that's the number one thing that they're probably looking for, is just somebody to listen. Yeah. And if you give them that ear, you're probably going to save their life.
Yep. All it takes.
Those 3 words are so important, though. Just checking in every now and then and just being like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a simple thing, Hey, how's it going? How you doing? Like, it lets people know you're thinking about about them. And
and I used to work in the psychiatric business, and people that have severe depression, especially manic depression, what's called they used to call it that. It's bipolar disorder, is really what it is. We have there's old saying that's like, your mind's like a bad neighborhood. Sometimes it's best to not go through it alone. And sometimes just verbalizing something can get it out of you. It's like I went through something similar to Jack a long time ago, and had I not been drunk and passed out, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I had a 38, and anyway, I don't want to get too morbid, but shit, it's a good thing you brought it up, though, Miles. I appreciate it. It's just remember, people here are fucking people, and they got lives, and they got families, and they've got hearts, and you don't know what they're going through. The deal with YouTube, it allows us to present a facade. It allows us to be other people.
You know what though? Look, everyone gets pissed at me for doing this. But there's one thing that I'm gonna fucking point out. William Stenchever is one of them. He is the fucking scum of the goddamn YouTube universe. I've literally fucking stood up for this fool in front of so many people in live streams where people actually didn't like me because of it. And no matter how much I stood up for this dude and gave him compliments and told everyone he was a nice person, every single one of my streams, he'll be like, Miles looks like a fucking faggot. Miles looks like a little punk-ass kid. Miles is a bitch. And he's doing it on this stream as well.
I got the impression this is kind of his gimmick. He is
No, I know. But when you go out of your way to stand up for somebody and they keep doing that, it's kind of to the point to where it's like, fuck it, alright, it's my turn. Now I'm gonna do it too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be like me always, like, somebody talking shit about IRATE, and I'm like, dude, IRATE's a fucking great person. And they're like, well, I don't like you anymore. And I'm like, well, I don't care. IRATE's a great person. I love this guy. He's cool. And I've done this shit for William too. And then for IRATE to go on my stream and be like, dude, you're such a faggot. You little piece of shit. You dress like a little tiny kid. You're a baby boy. Like, that kind of shit. Like, it's just like, dude. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. Why did I even waste my time trying to fucking stand up for you in front of people that disavowed me because of it? And then for you just to, you know, bring it back up. It is what it is. And Victor Rand, I don't know if I'm making this case.
Troll to be your buddy on defending them? Seems like a bit like expecting the scorpion not to sting.
Okay, well fuck it. I could do this. This is kind of some doxing shit. I don't care.
I would prefer you didn't. I
No,
would
me
not
and
be
this
associated
fool-
with that.
Yeah.
Listen. Me and this fool have had 2-hour conversations in private. Where he's like, bro, like, you're cool. You're a great person. I love you. And I'm like, dude, you're tight too, man. I really respect what you do. I love when you troll. It's fun. It's funny. But then when you make, like, attacks and shit, yeah, chill. Like, I know. I'll stop. Next stream, straight talk shit about me the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So fuck that. That's why fuck it. He should die. Get hit by a slow-moving car.
Miles is only because he wants to suck your dick so bad. He's jealous of that glory hole.
Most likely, I could see that.
Are you talking about Stench Ever?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go
Yeah, I
ahead.
used to stick.
Can we?
I used to stick up for that motherfucker every single day.
I don't see. Is he really wanting anyone to stick up for him? I got the impression that was the entire point. He's there to be the loathsome jester type.
Yeah, he's the depressed gesture with an alcoholic problem. I know what that's like. I'm one as well.
He's probably a lot more sincere in DMs, but right now he's got a reputation to maintain.
He has a soapbox to stand on. He might as well do it.
Yeah. Let's go ahead.
So anyway,
let's change the subject, guys, and you know, it's like I said earlier, man. This life's too short for this. You know, this kind of acrimony. You know, I hope you guys can, you know, come to some kind of a good place. But anyway, so
what's up? What's new? What's cracking? What's fresh?
Well, I was going to talk to Jack. Jack had mentioned something about the EU, right? And
Article 13.
Article 13, exactly. Let's talk about that, because that affects us directly, whether we know it or not. Even though it's in the EU, stuff that we do in the United States or Canada, wherever the fuck we are, may get affected because of this. Okay, Jack, tell us what's going on with that shit.
Oh, I've only read the article just in passing. I didn't examine it too much, but it looks like they're wanting to do a tax on whenever you cite another article, you know, for your website or whatever. Mm-hmm. They want to, you know, place taxes on all the sites that you go to present your case or to do parodies and stuff. Yeah, hot linking.
Exactly. So,
and that's all I got out of the article. So I haven't really read up too much about it. It was just, like I said, I just came in here, you know, just to hang out with you guys. So yeah. I wasn't quite prepared for any of this stuff.
No, that's cool.
It's already well established that the EU countries hate the concept of free speech.
Right. When you had talked about it, it sounded like that you wanted to talk about it, so that's why I brought it up. You know.
No, I was just presenting topics. You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Well, shoot. If we want, I can go to my cheat sheet, and
it also looks like
Bill Clinton is a victim.
Say that again, Harley.
I said, did you guys hear that Bill Clinton is a victim?
He's a victim too.
It's Monica Lewinsky's fault. Can you imagine being Bill Clinton and this happening? I read an article.
I know. You know, if you have the most powerful job in the world, and you know, an intern could easily intimidate you and take advantage of you.
He Me Too'd himself.
I mean, I would have voted for Monica because she can get the job done.
Boom.
I'm sure any female on this planet except Hillary could get the job done for Bill.
God. Oh, dude, that was.
He looks so syphilitic now. Like, it's so bad.
Look, baby, I want you to sit in my lap, and we'll talk about the first thing that pops up. Come on, Allie, baby.
Awesome impression.
Come on in, bro. Shit, we're having a great party. I got some killer blow. We're gonna fucking blow our minds, and then we're gonna blow each other.
That's a quality impression.
You should irate. You should wrench Sarah because she keeps getting banned for using 6
what
emojis.
is she giving?
Nightbot timed her out.
Nightbot. Bad Nightbot. Yeah, I'm sorry, Sarah. That's That's Nightbot, and I apologize. I will fix that. SOB.
Either fix it or like wrench her or some shit.
I wrenched her. She should be wrenched
There you
now.
go.
Say hey.
Nope. Yeah, there she goes. She got all of her 6 emojis
Ah,
out.
fantastico. See.
Because I saw it, I was like, wait, what'd she get? Why the fuck did she get timed out? And I looked
Yeah,
at
no
it and I
doubt.
was like, for 6 emojis? That's it? Like, goddamn. Her heart's pure as gold.
I mean, exactly. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And say hey to Malachite and Victor Rand. I don't know if I met Victor, but hey, what's happening? And you've been in a couple of these streams though. I just wanted to run through and say hi to the chat. Any requests from the any requests from the audience, man? I don't do Freebird, okay? I'm just tired of playing.
What's that movie, Wayne's World? What's that song you can't play?
Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, dude. He plays like 2 notes, and the guy's like, "Brump." And then Garth is like tearing it up on the drums, like, and it goes all crazy, lighting. It's like it goes all dark, and he's like,
It's Wild Stallions.
God damn it! You know what I'm gonna do tonight, guys? You know what we should do? Hopefully, Addy, ask Red Pill if I can be on that stream. If not, what we should all do is kick it in a rabbit and fucking watch Wayne's World.
You know what his streams are? Those are entirely political, right?
I'm gonna be on that one. Never mind. Hell no, boy.
Yeah, I spelled Wild Stallions the way that they're supposed to be. It's supposed to be spelled. So in the chat. So make sure that you got that. It's WYLDSTALLYNS because you know.
Did you guys hear Cassandra tonight? She wailed. I don't know if you guys remember that, or oh shit, I fell on my keys.
Dude, if she were president,
Falling on your keys is no joke. It fucking hurts.
she'd be Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, dude. They're talking about.
Yeah, man.
And I almost had the Mandarin part memorized. Mukau umom lao. Like, where he's like, he's like talking. Oh yeah, he's like talking to her, and she's like, "What?" And he's been studying Mandarin on tape decks for hella long. Or his little gremlin with the fucking licorice dispenser and like the 3-second fucking anti-skip like fucking Sony CD deck on his dash. God damn it, that was a great movie.
It is, man.
Dude, it's such a...
Yeah, I'm a fan of the band Sweet that did Ballroom Blitz, the original version.
Oh,
yeah.
It's all exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude.
And the man in the back.
Ballroom Blitz. Ballroom Blitz.
Yep, they had a lot of great hits, man, back in the day.
I'm a huge Monkees fan.
Love is like oxygen. Donk, donk, da da donk, donk. It's that riff, that up and down, donk, donk, da da da, and they literally made a 9-minute song out of it. It's really cool.
Hey, you know the song? Hold on. In the Vida Gada.
In the Gada Vida, yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Iron Butterfly.
Yeah.
You know, he was actually supposed to say in the Garden of Eden, but he was so fucked up.
Yeah, he was tripping balls.
He couldn't say it, so they were just like, "Fuck it, we're going with it."
In the Garden of Eden, baby.
Yeah, like he was supposed to. How fucked up you have to be to even like mispronounce every single word. The only one he got right was "in."
You know, I would imagine that the Bible is like one of the most well-known, things that people can refer to, right? Resource or sources, and to get that wrong, it was, dude. He was wasted. He was rolling hard on the Sid. Yep. Mm.
So is anybody here a Suit fan? Do they like Suit Yourself?
Yeah.
I've only worn a suit once.
Did you catch it? Did you catch his new link for not his channel?
Wait, who are you talking about? Because I thought you were talking about clothing wear.
You're talking about, he's talking about Suit Yourself.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites to talk to. He's fucking awesome. Sounds a lot like the Ayatollah of rock and roll from Mad Max, you know. The Road Warrior. It's quite good.
That's an awesome impression of him because his voice is really gravelly. He has a new channel. He's
Killer.
It just popped up on my notifications. He's streaming now, but do you care if I'll pop the channel in the chat?
No, man, not at all. Yeah.
Is he down to just BitChute now?
He was just using BitChute and Facebook to stream, so this is his new channel that he's streaming on. It's only got like 500 subs or something on it right now, but
my channel doesn't even have 100 subs.
I'll give him.
I deserve that.
His channel was 30,000 subs though before it got new.
30K.
And then his second channel was like over 10,000. And then his third channel was like over 7,000.
Can you imagine how disheartening that is, man?
What,
He's taking a hit.
The one who did it to him, oh, she's a piece of work.
Bev, yeah.
And you know, I get like fucking pissed off and disheartened over losing 4 or 5 subs, man. I can imagine 30,000 just fucking down the toilet, never to be able to get that account back again.
It's his job too, because he's disabled. So he streams and he tries to work, but he's got degenerative disc disease, so he's
and he's got a heart
unable to work.
He's one of those people that you just love to talk to.
He'll help everybody with everything, and it's just like, wow, one psycho bitch just like fucked his whole shit up. It sucks.
Yeah. Do we have a name for
the
account of Psycho Bitch? Because I'm going to keep an eye open for that one.
Bev Cox is her name on there. She Patreoned him and then was trying to run his shit and like said stuff about how they were going to end up being together and all this, and it just got real weird. And she was like, I said something to her. She posted something on my Twitter back when I used to have a Twitter, and she said something to me about Suit, and I was just like, you know what? He's actually a really good friend of mine. And she's like, you should hear how he talks about you in private, and I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah, but before he lost his channels to her, I remember, I think it was a live stream of his, or maybe it was a video where he was referencing her, and I got curious and looked her up. She put out like 5 or 6 videos a day, and they were so pathetic. It's like, she's someone you could very easily just utterly dislike, but pity is the word that came to mind more than anything else. I mean, she was like 5 steps below what a mess in life is.
Pathetic.
Yeah. It sucks. And he is like super nice to everyone. I mean, he just has that kind of heart, and she was like threatening to dox him because she had his address. She was a mod in his Discord.
Yeah.
Like, she just fucked him over. It sucks.
Yeah. That's why if you do a PayPal, you do it as a business, and then that.
Yeah,
way.
his PayPal was as a business. He knew her quite personally, and she had some issues, so he was like working to try to help her. And I think she's also Australian, so they exchanged information privately. And then she was like, I have all your information, I'm just going to spill it. And he was like, what the fuck? Seriously?
So horrible, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
So feel free, man. And go by there for a little bit, and then Rip Hill's thing, when it cranks up at midnight, go over there. That's right, man.
Damn it. I want to do another stream tonight, but I don't want to talk about politics.
Well, I was going to ask Harley. You want to talk a little bit about? Well, okay, sir, Admin, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Miles, we might be able to, because I'm starting to get a sneaking suspicion that Red Pill fell asleep.
No, he was talking. He was talking in chat.
Oh, was he? Is he?
Yeah. Hold on. He was.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, you bastard, Red Pill, respond to my DM.
Yeah, I say that to you all the time, Addy.
Yeah, but you say it in Discord, which I look at like every 3 days.
Well, now you finally started. You're like, ah, fuck, Miles might be hitting me up. I better go and check Discord. Now you actually check.
That and because the game I'm playing has a Discord, so now I'm always on there.
Oh, okay, cool. Yes, that make me feel worse about myself. Thanks. Let me just add some depression to what the fuck I'm dealing with.
Oh, I love you, Miles.
I want to see what this damn game looks like, man. I mean, because you are a hardcore. You're just like game junkied out on this shit.
Well, the thing about this game, and I'm not going to bore everyone talking about games because everyone does that to me. I'll just say it brings out the accounting nerd in me because everything's based upon the level of power, and I just sit there and study these charts for hours on end, and it fascinates me.
Man, is it like the old Mafia? What was that called? Mafia Wars?
No, Drug Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's just you've got a castle. You can like align with other people, and you go and attack each other, and you like take over bigger castles and stuff. That's all it is.
Okay.
Addy, I got a game I want you to play. It's called Drug Wars. It's strictly text-based. Some pictures. Yeah. So basically, you start out with nothing. You have like $200. You have to buy whatever the cheapest drug is that has the highest resale value. And it started out on a fucking TS-80 calculator. Or whatever the first graphing calculator was that they came out with. But it's, you just constantly sell up. So, like, you get this money, and then if you buy the wrong one when the market's low, you lose money. Yeah. And so you have to, like, start from the bottom again and buy the cheap shit. And I think, dude, you would be really good at it with your ability with numbers.
Yeah, you can send me over the information.
Yeah, I'll find. It's an old ass game, dude. Like, I think you could buy it on floppy disk. It's
well, that's gonna do me a lot of good.
No, I'll find. I know no one's computer has a fucking 3.5 anymore. TI-83 says Sarah. Victor Rand says TI-10. So either one of those.
And that's Texas Instruments is what that refers to. Yeah, it's the old school calculators with the red LED, the LED readouts, not the LCD, but the I remember, man, those fucking things were like $200, man, when they came out.
Dude, you know what's fucked up? All my like really cool friends in high school had them, and my mom couldn't even afford to buy me like one of those piece of shit like calculators that had the little solar light, where if you left it outside,
you could,
or like you like leave it in a window and it charges the battery. It's like what? It's like it's the size of like 2 Tic Tacs.
Some $6 or $7, even less, maybe less than that.
Yeah, I didn't have those, and then one day I got my brother's passed down Nokia brick.
Yeah, but like, you know what? All right, here's the deal. All right, when I found out they were letting kids use fucking calculators in school, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And then it was like, "Yeah, for math class, right?" I get like science, right? You know, when you have to use trigonometry and stuff like that, physics, blah blah blah. But in actual math itself, I mean, God. That's pathetic, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Look,
and I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about kids in general nowadays, man. They let them. They let them use that. It just drives me nuts.
Now that the way things are, with the type of math we have to deal with, it's pointless to sit there and fucking, okay, let me write out this equation. Alright, that's gonna equal this, that's, okay, alright, let me just take that over here. No, fuck that, dude. Type that shit into your calculator, okay, write down that answer. Type that shit into your calculator, okay, write down that answer. Yeah. Take those two numbers, multiply them, divide them, whatever you need to do, get the root for each of them. Bam, you're done. Like, we're dealing with such, like, it's, yeah, and computer science, it's a waste of time to just sit there and fucking write out your math by yourself. Just type it into a computer, get your answer, go and do the work.
So people just don't balance their checkbooks on their own anymore? They just use
purchase,
calculators?
There's no reason. You can go online at any time and find out your balance. You can scroll through the transactions and see if anything looks off.
Hell, I still go old school and use a checkbook and still balance it out myself by hand.
See, me too, man.
That's part of the fun in all of it. Keep that math skill up. Then speaking about math, we need to bring back slide rules instead of calculators.
Oh my God,
dude, man.
guys.
When I took calc in college, they did not let us use a calculator, and that was horrible.
Awesome. Oh, I know, man. I bet you were in agony. See, that's music to my ears. Because
I mean,
God, we
I
can't
have
lose that kind of
Calculia, so the calculator is actually kind of helpful for me because it keeps the numbers correct.
You just
whereas
want people to
writing
suffer
down,
like you did.
Writing down the numbers, I always fucked up the order of the numbers and fucked up the answer because it was like my head would work too fast. I'm better at math in my head than I am on paper because of the way that I invert numbers, like having dyslexia.
Oh, dude. Okay, yeah, I feel you on that.
That fucking sucked. I was like, damn it. Yeah. So I'd get 70s on the test, but all the work would be right, but the answer would be wrong. So he's like, you get the point off for the answer, but all your answers are wrong, but all your work is right. I'm like,
I've got, I don't know if any of you have ever heard about this, but there was this guy, I've got his book, World War II. And while he was sitting in a cell trying to entertain himself, he devised this very complex math system where you can basically, you could be like, what's 5,354 multiplied by 10,381? And he could pop off the answer in his head based upon the system he devised.
Right.
And I'm not sitting there, not him sitting there thinking about it, but 5 seconds later, it's this.
Right. So something kind of like a mental, abacus kind of system.
I never read the book. Because I'm lazy that way, but I read about it, and apparently, depending upon what number 1 to 9 or 0 it is, he had all sorts of elaborate rules which sound really complex at first, but once you've memorized those, apparently, pretty much anyone who wants to study this can do it.
So you're a numbers guy.
Well, I have a degree in accounting, so kind of.
Did you ever read How to Lie with Statistics?
No, but I know how to lie with statistics.
It's a 98-page book, and it's pretty good.
That's like a magazine. It's not even a book. It's just a little.
It's super short.
In the dentist office.
Tiny. Yeah, it's tiny, but it's definitely a good read.
Let me tell you an accounting joke, since I'm going full nerdy here.
Oh shit! Here he goes, with his fancy shoes.
Crunch those numbers.
in his creased slacks.
So a guy's looking to hire the perfect accountant. So he interviews 3 people. The first one, he's like, what's 1 plus 1? And the guy's like, 1 plus 1 is 3. So he's like, well, this guy's obviously an idiot. Interview another one. He's like, what's 1 plus 1? And the second interview, he's like, 2. And he's like, okay, that's right. Then he interviews the third candidate, and he's like, what's 1 plus 1? And the accountant looks at him, smiles, and says, what do you want it to be?
That's fucking lit.
And that's the one he hired.
That's lit.
Of course.
That's a good joke. I like that.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
That's not a joke that makes you laugh. That's a joke that makes you smile, and you're just like,
yeah, exactly.
That's what's called creative bookkeeping.
It's it's funny to me because it's true.
Hey, don't.
That's why you always make 2 books.
I make a book and I make somebody else keep my book. I don't know if they're my bookkeeper, but I have a book that I keep myself. I don't know. I was trying to be stupid.
But yeah, for a brief period of time, I actually did accounting for a company. My job really now isn't accounting, but it's tangentially related. But I did real accounting, and oh boy, that company, the boss would come up and he'd be like, this was about like paying royalties to movie companies, and it's like, those numbers are higher than they should be. Let's cut off 20,000.
Dude.
Tangential, that's a good word. It's one of those $20 hooker words. Well played.
Why, thanks.
Dude, Addie's gonna end up being my manager. I have a feeling.
Oh, then I really am gonna be rich.
Yeah, when I fucking get this shit off the ground, it's not
Miles
moving
is gonna
too
be
fast now.
Miles is gonna be a million sub guy one day.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if that's actually gonna happen. I just have to keep my fucking mental shit in order. Like, seriously.
Just go out and do it.
No, it's a lot of things. It's just it's an like it's a massive amount of things that have all like kind of toppled down upon me. Like, so imagine working in a warehouse that was made out of completely post and beam construction. Post and beam meaning that there's a big piece of wood coming from the ground and holding up a beam.
Right.
And then I'm just like going around chopping them all down. And then finally I get to the last one. And I'm like, dude, I'm fine. And then I just start chopping on it, and then it all just collapses. And I'm like, oh shit. I don't have time to run out of here. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what my life's doing to me. I'm not holding the proverbial axe. Life is. But I'm just standing in the middle like, dude, why are you chopping that? Why are you chopping that last post? Dude, no, that we need. Oh, stop. Oh, shit. Okay, in my camera.
So what do you do on your channel? Like, just streams or?
Right now, I used to game. My channel started as a gaming stream. And
True.
then it moved into this weird talk show that I do called Are We Serious? So I'll bring up like funny stories that are complete lies, and stories that are serious. Basically what I do is I just get really high and drink, and I'm on a webcam and I talk.
Oh, but you know, don't leave out the music part.
Oh, what? That I make music? Or
Well,
that
yeah,
I
that's
play music?
kind of a big thing.
Yeah, that's kind of like your name and shit.
Yeah, well, and I make music as well. I'm a keyboardist, guitar player, drummer, harmonica player, engineer, music. It's the list goes on.
And also plays the skin flute.
Yeah, I jack off all the time. Oh wait, no, that's sucking dick. Yeah, I do that all the time. On a daily
Allie,
basis.
you know dual wield, don't you?
My roommate?
I think so.
Well, you
Probably.
ruined the build up to that story. Thanks, Mom.
Oh, well, I didn't. I thought you were talking to me, man.
No,
Your retort was right after I finished my sentence.
Oh, that's why I started out the sentence with Allie.
Oh, I didn't hear Allie. God damn it.
Stories.
Oh, and at Sarah Sanders, Duel doesn't make beats, I make beats. But me and him are both rappers. William, you can do whatever you want with that. I'm sure you're gonna make some dumbass comment. Anyway, sorry.
Well, all right, for the people that don't know, all right, explain what's the difference, between rapping, making beats. When you make a beat, does that mean you just make a rhythm, like a drum beat, or is it more complex than that?
Okay. And hold on, let me respond to Victor in chat. Yeah, me and Duel did the Kumite rap and T-Tac. I was the last one.
I don't actually think I ever met Dual Wield. Might have been on random threads or something.
He's my roommate. Me and him have been friends for fucking years.
That's cool.
But anyway, so if you're writing a verse, you're doing something lyrical that's rapping, or it's just some form of hip hop, or it could be poetry, spoken word, whatever. Making beats is when you actually sit there and you play the instruments while it's being recorded. Make the drums while it's being recorded. You arrange it in a way that you have a song or something that's you can make a song with. And then producing is when you put all of those elements together. So you take the rapper, you take the beat, and you put it together. An engineer is somebody that sits in the studio and records the rapper or the person recording shit. But a producer can be all of these things. I am a producer. I can make beats, mix, master, engineer, record, fucking everything start to finish.
But what's the producer's main job really, though?
Okay, so I'm a producer, beat maker. So let's take the beat maker part out of it. Let's say I'm a producer and I have a rapper and a beat maker, a guitar player, a bass player, blah blah blah. Basically what a producer is in a classical sense, but in a modern sense, is I can't remember the name. The guy that leads the orchestra.
Conductor.
The conductor. You're basically the conductor. So you're keeping rhythm, making sure certain instruments aren't used. You know, like when a violinist comes in and plays 8 bars, and you're like, let's make that 6. And then you jump in 4 after that. Or something. You know what I mean? It's basically somebody that just orchestrates the framework of said music.
So, okay. That's interesting because it was like at one point in time there was a producer that was looking at this band that I was in, and this guy, you can look him up, his name was, and I'm kind of name dropping here too, but his wife is now I'm fucking forgetting it, god damn it, it's Richard, and it's fuck.
Come on, spit it out. You got this, man. You got this. You got this.
Oh fuck it.
I'm gonna go take a leak. I'll be right back. Hopefully you got this by the time I get back and you're not just going.
Well, what sucks is, man, is that this guy has actually had a name and
Google IRATE Prostate's old band. It'll probably it might not, I mean, it might come up. You never know. Maybe somebody doxed you and you just haven't seen it yet. This might be some good research. I'll be right back. I have to take a leak.
I'm pretty sure something a lot more medically disgusting would come up if you type that in.
Indeed, man.
Oh.
Where is it? I'm looking at White Light, White Heat. That's the album. He actually produced this album, man. White Light, White Heat, and his name is Richard. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill myself, man. That tells you, man, my memory is just fried, man. It's just gone. It's just totally gone. Richard Robinson, Jesus. So I spent so much time with him on the phone and shit too. It's really, he produced Lou Reed's, I believe it may be the Transformer album. I'm trying to find out. Yeah, that's it, I think. Do y'all know who Lou Reed is?
Yeah, he's an old singer.
Yes.
Yeah, it was with a band called the Velvet Underground. Was real influenced. They ran around with fucking Andy Warhol and shit. Richard Robinson produced the White Light, White Heat album. And he was married to this lady named Lisa Robinson who wrote for Rolling Stone magazine. He was also a magician. A professional magician, right? That's what I knew him from. I had seen him on this rock and roll TV show called Don Kirshner's Rock Concert. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but it was this dude named Don Kirshner who put together the Monkees and did all their albums. You know, Neil Diamond wrote most of the Monkees songs.
Really?
Yeah, and he was the if you'll look up I'm a Believer. He wrote it, and I think he wrote Last Train to Clarksville. I may be wrong about that one. But Don Kirshner put them together, and he had a show called Don Kirshner's Rock Concert, right? And it would come on where I lived every Friday or Saturday nights and late at night. And part of this deal was I saw this dude named Richard Robinson. It was a magician who did like this silent stage magic deal, right? And I was big into magic back then. So he was producing a band that was at this local bar that I was at one night, and I recognized him from the magic, and we started talking, and then he wanted to produce my band anyway, because I'm a big fat alcoholic. My band literally quit on me 2 weeks to the day that we were supposed to sign a contract with him, and that was all my fault. So anyway, that's the long and short of it. I don't know why I fucking told that story.
I was like sitting there. I was like, man, what happened while I was?
But his job really, to me, was trying to motivate us to do to push ourselves and shit, right? Because when we sat in a couple of times that he did sit with us, man, he was like no, and he kept pushing and pushing and pushing. People were getting mad at him and shit. It was an interesting deal. So
I feel you.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember that band from Texas that he was produced, but there was Robinson Records. Anyway, I'm moving on. Uzi Q's like, move on. You're boring the fuck out of everybody. How many?
I was entertained. No, everyone's bored because I'm not talking.
That's exactly.
That's the only reason. Hold on, let's bring it back. It sounds so fucking conceited, and I'm joking. Obviously, no one wants to hear.
No,
me
dude,
talk.
but I really like. That's why I like you in this thing, man, because you bring energy to it, man, and you've got a nice creative pattern. We've talked about this before.
I think it's just called ADHD, bro.
It's formulaic.
I think I found a way. They wanted to medicate me when I was in little kid school. I think what. Good. It saved me when I got older. I was just like, fuck it, I can't focus. Let's do YouTube. I'll just talk about things that don't correlate.
Well, the shit they call ADHD now, they used to just call he's being a boy.
No.
Back in my day. Say, oh, dude, I'm old. See, I'm you.
Bro.
With I've lost all my brain cells by this point. So
there is a problem with over medication, but it's extremely obvious when somebody has ADHD,
right?
Because they have zero impulse control.
When they get the medicine, it corrects them, and
they're a totally different.
They're
person.
Mellowed out, right? They're mellowed out and shit. See, yeah, exactly. And if they got speedier and shit, you knew that they were that they didn't have ADHD. They were just energetic boys,
I have
and it was mostly males that got, prescribed that shit too.
I have a different type. Not saying my shit's like some new fucking super virus of ADHD or some shit. But seriously, I'll be talking, let's say, it only happens in person. If I'm on Discord or something, it's different because I can sit here and twitch and move around and look at hundreds of different things in my house while I'm moving around. But in person, you'll literally see me. I'll be like, hey bro, so how's it? Hold on. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Anyway, just give me a second. Let me finish this real quick. And you'll see me pace around in a circle and just walk in circles, and my when I'm talking to people, either my fingers are moving or my toes are moving in my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be doing two things at once to concentrate on one thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If my body isn't doing something, my mind can't focus. Because then, or I can listen to instrumental music that has no words in it, and then I can focus because it fills that part of the hole in my brain.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're talking about. No lyrics, I'm good. But this is we're right at the where I'm at, 11:30 mark, and that means it's time to can it. So I made this big decision, blah, 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 you know, to run it that hour and a half now. And we have reached that point. Anybody got anything they want to talk about or shill before we get out?
I do indeed.
Please, Arcater.
Something that's been bothering me, and this is something I covered in my last video as well, is that a while back they were giving Black Panther credit for being such a diverse movie, despite having a, 98% entirely black cast. Mm-hmm. And I was comparing that to, say, Thor Ragnarok, and I couldn't help but notice that Asgard was incredibly diverse. You had just a proper spectrum there. And I came to realize that Wakanda has a diversity problem. So if any of you have any contacts within the Kekistanis looking for refuge, I think maybe it's time Kekistan gets abandoned and they all go to Wakanda. Because who can stop them? And it's helping by giving them diversity.
Well, you know, Kekistan's been absorbed by the patriarchy. So you're absolutely right there. These people are in need of a place to go, and I believe Wakanda is the answer.
It's about time Wakanda stepped up on the global stage and took in their fair share of refugees.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because
this is why I'm a spiritual citizen of Wakanda now.
That's the problem with America. We don't take in enough refugees. The only thing we want to do is bring them in. Wait, hold on.
Exactly. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and
actually,
exit
I
out.
did that on purpose.
So everybody say goodbye, and we're out for the evening. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Later.
Bye, everybody.
To you. Wait, shit.
Later.
Was that...